Welcome back to Palm Foundation Elite Schools, and I do welcome you to our Microsoft PowerPoint practical number 1. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. So I'm still your friend Ahebwa Martin, and that is my number, and this is my email address. So skills to learn in this video. What are we going to learn in this video? What are we going to learn in this video? We are going to learn opening up a presentation software, entering data into a presentation software, adding clip pictures to a presentation, and at the same time we are going to see how can we save this presentation. So my dear friend, let's dive into our first question. Let's go to our first question. So what is our first question saying? The 4 categories of computer hardware are input, storage, processing, and output. Required: create a presentation as indicated below. Create a presentation as indicated below. Slide 1, include the title in that slide, meaning that in our slide number 1, we want to include the title, your name, and email address if applicable. Slide 2, introduction notes to hardware and types of computer hardware. Slide 3, outline input hardware. Then slide 4, in outline storage hardware and processing hardware. Then slide number 5, outline output hardware. Then slide number 6, insert applicable clip art pictures in your presentation. Save the presentation as computer hardware. So my dear friend, let us not waste a lot of time. Let us open up a presentation software. How do we open up a presentation software? We will click on start. After clicking on start, all apps will come, or what we call all applications. Then we select what we call Microsoft Office. We look for Microsoft Office here. Then I look for Microsoft PowerPoint. So I'm using 2007, so I will open 2007. So I double click to open 2007. That is how we open up a presentation software. Surely, thank you so much for opening up your first presentation software. So my dear friend, let us see what are the features that have been displayed to us. So number one thing, we are having what we call this page, this thing here we are seeing here, where the cursor is hovering, where the cursor is dancing from. So it is called the slide work area. This one where we are seeing it is a slide work area. We are having that click to add a title, and click to add a subtitle. So these others are the menu bars, as how we have been seeing them in Microsoft Word, in Microsoft Excel. So in this PowerPoint also, we have these bars, the title bar, the menu bar, the formatting toolbar. So all these bars are going to be helping us in formatting or editing our presentations. So this is our first slide and it has no title. So we can insert other slides. For example, you click on insert tables, insert pictures. We can add all these what you see. Then we can also design. Here can design page setup, page orientation. We can apply different slides designs. For example, you see when I just touch on one slide, you see what is happening here. You see, if you see here in our content here in our work area, where so if I touch, for example, on this, you see how it is turning. Now it is like dark black color. So if I turn to this one, you see it is turning to some of blue black. If I turn to this one, you see how it's turning. So all those ones are called slide designs. Then we are having animations. This is the way how slides move. I think you can see how the slides is moving. You see? So you see? So those ones are what we call slide animations. We have slideshow. So slideshow is the content, the full show of the presentation. So for example, we can say from beginning, from current, from where. So if we want to run our slideshow as how we are going to be doing it. Then we have reviews where you can go and see the spellings and the what. Then you have view where you can even sort your slides, slide sorter, notes page. So let us now go to our work that we are going to do today. So let us go to the work we are going to do today. Our question number 1. So our question number 1. So they're saying that the four categories So let us go to our question number 1. The 4 categories of computer hardware are input, storage, processing, and output. So required to create a presentation as indicated below. We are having slide 1. They are saying that slide 1 should include the title, your name, and email address. So we are going to come here. They are saying that this slide number 1 should include your name, then title and email address. So we are going to come here and type there, who are you? I'm called Ahebwa Martin. Then click to add subtitle here. In click to add subtitle, it is where now I'm going to type my title, computer facilitator. Then we continue and put there your email address. So my email address is Ahebwa Martin 80 at gmail.com. So that is my email address. So I have finished. So what I do, I come to here. You see where my cursor is blinking from? This was my first slide. So we want to see how do you insert the second slide, or slide number 2, the second slide. How do you add that slide? So you come to home. There is home, new slide. That is one option. New slide, just click on new slide and the slide is added for you automatically. What you do is you just bring this cursor. Do you see where the cursor is dancing from? The mouse pointer, where it is dancing from, you press it there and now it starts to do what? It starts to blink. So the moment it starts to blink, you press enter key to create a new slide. So either you come home, then on new slide, or you just bring the cursor below the previous slide and press enter. So let us see, what did they say to add in slide 2? Introduction notes to hardware and types of computer hardware. So now we are going to come here. We put there the introductory notes to hardware. So we are going to say hardware. Hardware. So we are going to say, what is a hardware? So we are going to explain what is a hardware. We are going to say hardware are devices, are computer devices. Hardware are computer devices that are physical, tangible components or parts of a computer. So full stop. Hardware are devices. Actually, let us remove this. Hardware are devices that are physical, tangible components or parts of a computer, meaning that these are the parts, or these are the components you can see using your eyes, you can touch using your what? Using your hands, and at the same time you can feel these. They are physical. You can touch them, you can feel them, you can see them using your naked eyes, and these are the hardware components of a computer. So let's see what next did they ask. They also want types of computer hardware. So we are going to come here and press enter and say types of computer hardware. Types of computer hardware include. So we say input hardware. What are these input hardware? These are the devices that help us to input data into a computer. For example, a keyboard. Then we have another one, keyboard, microphone, scanners, all those ones are input hardware. Then we have another thingy called the output, output hardware, output hardware. So in output hardware, we have examples such as monitor, we have monitor, comma, we have speakers, etc. These which help us to get information that has been processed in a computer system. Then we can continue and say storage hardware, storage hardware, storage hardware. These include flash diskettes. We have flash diskettes, flash diskettes, have flash diskettes. We have hard diskettes, hard diskettes, hard diskettes, etc. These which help us to store information. So we also have processing hardware, processing processing hardware, processing hardware. These include we have a central CPU, or what we call a central processing unit. So my friends, these are some of the examples of hardware components of a computer. So let's continue and see the next slide what it needs. So we'll click on new slide. So what do they need in the new slide? Slide 3, outline input hardware. Outline input hardware. So we are going to come here and say, we are going to say input as our subheading. Input hardware. Input hardware. Then in here, we are going to explain input hardware. So we are going to say input hardware, input hardware, input hardware refers to all devices, all devices that enable a computer user, to enter data into a computer, So they are devices which help a computer user to enter data into a computer. For example, we can say, for example, keyboard. We have a keyboard. We have a keyboard. We have a keyboard. We have a microphone. We all know what a microphone is. We have a microphone. We also continue to have other devices like scanners, etc. All these devices enable us to enter data into computer. So we call them input hardware. So let's continue to the next slide. Let's continue to the next slide. Slide number 4. Let's see what do they need in slide number 4. Outline storage hardware and processing hardware. Outline storage hardware and processing hardware. So let's go to our slide number 4. We are going to say storage hardware, and processing hardware, So storage hardware and processing hardware. So let's continue and see what they are. So let us outline. We are going to say storage hardware. Storage hardware. So in storage hardware, what do you know is in storage hardware? We are going to now, if we are outlining, we are going to use what we call bullets. So we come and insert what we call bullets. So we are having these bullets here on the paragraph. Do you see this icon here? Bullets. We have these bullets. We have numbering. So we can choose a different mode on how we want our outline information should be looking like. So now we are going to use bullets. So we either use dots, we either use a circle, we use a square, we can use these words, we can use ticks, we can use any of our choice. Let's use check marks. So now we are going to say storage hardware. What do you know is the storage hardware? We say that storage hardware are the devices which store information or which enable a computer user to store information. So now, what are these storage hardware? So we can say we have an example as how we have listed them above. Flash disk, flash disks, flash disks. Then we have hard disks, memory cards, memory cards. We also have we also have we have floppy diskettes, floppy diskettes. We have compact diskettes, compact diskettes, diskettes, etc. Then after finishing this, we have processing hardware. So we say processing hardware. So we also go and put the bullets there. So we can say for these ones, we are going to use this kind of bulletings. So processing hardware, we have central processing, central processing unit, central processing unit. So these are the processing hardware parts. Or we can also add there where it is mounted like a motherboard. A motherboard. So now after doing this, we have finished our slide number 4. Let's go to our slide number 5 and see what is it in need. Outline output hardware, outline output hardware. So we are going to come here to say output. We say output hardware, output hardware. Then we come here in the output hardware, we list those hardware parts. We can say output hardware, output hardware, output hardware include, then we say bullets. We can put there bullets, or else we can choose to use now numberings. We use these ones Roman numbering. So we can say in output hardware include, we have monitor, as how we listed them above. Monitor, have monitor. We have printer, we have projectors, we have also speakers, all these act as output hardware. So let's see the next. Insert applicable clip art pictures in your presentation. So they want us to insert their what? Pictures. You insert clip art pictures in your presentation. So we are going to see if this one we are talking about computers. So we are going to start from the here. You see here? So we are having this first slide here. So we are going to put here what we call a clip art picture. So let us put there clip art picture. We click on insert, then clip art. See, we click on insert, then clip art. So after reaching on clip art here, what we do, we come here in the search for. What are you searching? Now we are searching a person. So we are going to leave it by default. In case we are searching for others, we are going to change. So we just click there, search for, just come here and type there what you want to search and click go. So after clicking go, I think you can see how these things, the pictures are coming. So you choose the relevant example. So I'm teaching computer. So where we bring this cursor, I just click there and hold, or I keep depressing on the left mouse button, and then I drag my picture where I want it. Are you with me? Now my picture is there. So I can just choose to place it, for example, here in any location of my choice. So I go to the next slide, which is slide number 2, hardware. Now I can remove this person and I type there computer, and I click go. Now, you see that? So now after clicking go, I get computer devices. So I can choose to say I will bring this to, for example, here. Now my image is inserted there. Are you with me? So we are making computing easier, my dear friend. So go to slide number 3, input hardware. So we can say input hardware. We bring this person here typing, trying to enter information into a computer. Are you seeing? Uh-huh. All right. Then we continue to number 4. Then storage hardware and processing hardware. There we can look for another clip image. We can choose to insert there. For example, let's say that this one is a motherboard. We put it there. Yes. Ah, ah. So you put what is relevant. What you see is relevant. Then we can also continue and come to the output devices, the monitors and the watts. So I can choose to come here and I insert this image here. You see, you see. This is my monitor or my screen. Then I can continue and choose. So I have finished putting my images, my relevant images. So after finishing, what are they saying that we should do again? So save the presentation as computer hardware. So we are tasked to save our presentation as computer hardware. So what are we going to do? We are going to click on the office button. Then, or if you are on other office of applications, you click on file. You click on file, then choose save as. Save as. Save as. They have tasked to save it as computer hardware. So I will come here on my desktop where I want to save my work. I want to save it on the desktop. So I will choose desktop, then file name. File name here, I will put there computer hardware. Computer hardware. And then it will be saved as PowerPoint presentation. Then after that, I click save. So after clicking that, my saving, my PowerPoint or my document will be saved. And now the name will be appearing here. I think you are seeing it, computer hardware. Computer hardware. So let us close the whole of it and see whether it was saved properly. So I cancel here or I close here. And now I go on my first screen, which we call the desktop, this screen, and I look for computer hardware. So now I look for it and now it is here. I think so. I double click for it to open. So after it has opened, I can check to see, to confirm, is this the work I've done? Yes, this is my work I've done. So congratulations, my dear friend, upon a successful study of the first lesson or our first practical lesson in Microsoft PowerPoint. I love you so much. I'm your friend, Ahebwa Martin, Palmobs Foundation. Bye for now.